Hello, I'm jashykins and I'm recording my review of the Hannibal episode Fromage for the second time because YouTube decides not to say, hey, you're close to going over how long you can record. No, it's like, oh, you can shoot 17 minutes of film, but we won't warn you, so you'll have to do that all again. So if it gets this might be a two-part, I don't fucking know, I'm fucking angry right now. But anyways, the Hannibal episode, Fromage. Now, I want to first thank all the lovely fanables who participated in the Eat the Rude hashtag thing on Twitter Thursday when this episode aired. I wasn't really able to participate as much as I wanted to just because I can't watch episodes live. And even though I love this show to death, I'm not in the position to, so I DVR'd it. I actually woke up an hour earlier than I had to just to make sure I caught it all. Haven't done that in forever. But this episode's killer was Tobias, and I'm a big Animorphs fan. I mean, not as big as I was back in the day, but Animorphs was my first real fandom. And so the killer this time is Tobias, and instead of getting the lovable Nothlid who's stuck in the body of a red-tailed hawk, we have a killer that makes his stringed instruments from human guts. Yeah, lovely show. And so Tobias decides that, hey, I want to be friends with this other murderer that I saw one night, so I'm going to perform for him, show him how good I can do my shit. And Hannibal talks to Tobias, and Tobias is like, hey, let's be friends, let's kill. And Hannibal's like, no. Now, Hannibal isn't too good with friends, but it's also the fact that he's stayed out game behind bars because he was so clever and he didn't bring attention to himself. Yes, he does kill in a certain way, but none of the attention was to bring it on to him. And Hannibal said, listen, I can't work with you because it wouldn't work out. You'd bring attention to me. And Tobias doesn't like him for that. He's like, I was thinking of killing you. And Hannibal's just like, yeah, I sort of have the figure, a nice lean figure, to make some instruments from. And then a few seconds later, he's like, yeah, I was actually thinking about killing you too. And he's like, oh, don't worry, I didn't poison the food. I would never do that to the food. And I really don't know if that comment was directed at there was human meat in the meal, or the fact that Hannibal doesn't poison because it ruins the meat or something. Could be. And so later, Hannibal is talking to Franklin, who is Tobias's friend, and Franklin is fucking annoying. He's just annoying to me. I know he's supposed to be a good, relatable character, and it's just like, no, I can't. He's fucking annoying. And all last episode, I was like, when's he going to die? And he, dies this episode. The thing, how he dies is Tobias comes into Hannibal's office while he's, telling Franklin, hey, I'm going to have to refer you to different psychiatrists. And the thing is, for those unfamiliar with the system, Hannibal might have been concerned because he doesn't want to bring more undue attention to himself. Whatever happens with Tobias, he's like, I want to get that out of my life. It could also be because with psychiatry and psychology, your psychiatrist and psychologist helps you, wants to help you, doesn't want to see you in pain, but at the same time, they're not your friends. They're sort of supposed to stand back a little bit so they can help you with your problems. I've ran into a bunch of nice psychiatrists and psychologists in my time, but it's never, I don't exactly meet up with them Starbucks afterwards. It's like, yeah. So I can understand Hannibal referring to it, and Franklin's like, I've always been referred to, 9 different ones, including you, and it's just like, yeah. I just consider getting referred to, going to different psychiatrists and psychologists are funny. That's for a totally fucking different video. And so Franklin starts talking to Tobias, say, come on, you don't really want to do this. Tobias is like, bullshit, I just said I killed 2 people. Tobias earlier said he wanted to kill Franklin. And so Hannibal shuts Franklin up by twisting his neck, breaking it, and then Tobias and Hannibal have a nice little duel. I agree with others that Hannibal is most likely holding back so that the crime scene would look more plausible than, hey, I'm a badass and I beat shit up. No, I'm just an academic. I can't fight for shit. And I think Hannibal killed Franklin not because of any hatred, but more of 2 things. One, he wanted to piss, Tobias off, saying, big fuck you, the guy you want to kill, I did it for you. And also that Hannibal has a sense of morals, not, normal morals, but he's more of, I kill rude people and then it's okay to eat them because they didn't deserve anything. And also he also besides eating rude people, he kills to protect himself. And so in those sort of situations, if it's not the former, it's the latter, he doesn't like really doing it. He will, though, of course. And so I think those 2 combinations are why he killed Franklin. Of course, with the Will Graham side of things, he's starting to lose control. He's hearing voices, sounds of dogs in pain, and he runs toward them even when he knows those sounds are fake. And that really shows that he doesn't really have the good grasp on his mental stability, because you can hear things, but once you know they're fake, don't react to them. Try to stay sane a little more, Will, but the promo for next week's episode, yeah, fuck. So, yeah, and because, Will's mental stability is deteriorating, people are going on like, oh my god, just because, he's hallucinating means Alana in this episode, so that beautiful, long-awaited kiss means jack shit. I actually did a Tumblr post, so I'll just be brief about it here. Long story short, Will only heard a specific sound in this episode. It wasn't someone's voice. It was a sound of a dog in pain. and his hallucinations are very specific. He sees either Stag or Hobbs, and they're only there in certain situations. So maybe Alana and the Stag and Hobbs both represent something to Will, and it's something he can't deal with. Alana is not in that position right now. Maybe she will be later, but for now, she's not fucking hallucinations. Hallucinations don't work just because they actually have a way of working. Anyways, this is much shorter than the original, mainly because I'm really free of time. But anyways, this has been my review of the Hannibal episode Fromage. Fromage, something French. I didn't bother doing a fucking accent. But this episode was great, showing a villain that's sort of in the same style as Hannibal. And also we get Will's deteriorating mental health, which I'm looking forward to seeing, but at the same time, I'm just like, I can't. If I'm in tears next week, Hannibal, that's the reason. But anyways, I have been Jashykins, owner at jashykins.blogspot.com. If you want to contact me for whatever reason outside of YouTube or my blog, you can do so at Facebook at facebook.com/jashykinsfanpage, on Twitter at jashykins, or on Tumblr, jashykins.tumblr.com. If you're watching this on YouTube, subscribe, like, comment, blah, blah, blah. If you're viewing this on my blog, thank you just for watching. Comment below, share amongst friends, family, pets, dogs, birds, grass. And if you're, since you're on here, explore. And if you're on Tumblr, like and reblog. And I really hope Hannibal gets a second season, because I watch a bunch of shows, and I'd like a bunch of shows, but none since Terminator: The Sarah Connor Chronicles has gripped me as tightly as this show. This fucking rocks. And the thing with horror is, I'm not a big fan of, shock horror, let's just throw a bunch of guts and make you squeamish. Not a really big fan of that. One thing with horror has to do with balancing act between, disturbing and character development, in-depth characters, and Hannibal does this well. This more than deserves a second season. And until next video, goodbye.